Ex-petit ami de Barack Obama admet qu'il était le principal suspect dans l'affaire du tueur en série gay.
The cases were never solved. At the time, the media reported that the police had no suspects, and the victims were all gay black men. They were mostly middle-class professionals, some of them with a wife and children at home. The victims had one other thing in common. They were all members of the same social circle, a social circle that included a young, fast-rising political star. In reality, the police did have a suspect. The problem for them was, the suspect was the fast-rising young political star. The young politician had very powerful people behind him who were clearing the path for him to run for the highest office in the land. The politician was never charged, let alone questioned by the police, and the media chose never to speak about it again. If the mainstream media aren't going to do their job and report on the news, then we're going to have to do it for them. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to support the channel and gain access to exclusive and uncensored news and views. Barack Obama was selected to be the president by the globalist elite, so it should come as no surprise that the mainstream media have been protecting him and covering up his scandals throughout his entire career. As a result, Obama was allowed to be the fakest president in history, with a media that fawned over his every word, with only the occasional dropped hint regarding the truth about the president's double life.
New this morning, another magazine cover causing some controversy.
This one is about President Obama after he announced his public support for same-sex marriage last week. Here's the picture on the cover of Newsweek this week. Eyewitness News reporter Nicole Estefan joins us live in the newsroom now with more on the controversy.
Good morning. Newsweek's latest cover set to hit stands in about a week, and no doubt it will spawn some conversation here. It declares Barack Obama as, quote, the first gay president. Obama's face is pictured looking skyward, complete with a rainbow halo. The accompanying article analyzes the president's backing of gay marriage.
But in 2023, there are enough people in the world who have woken up to the truth about the globalist elites, and now they are demanding the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You know, in 2008, it became really clear that Barack Obama had been having sex with men and smoking crack. And a guy came forward, Larry Sinclair, and said, I'll sign an affidavit. And he did. I'll take a lie detector. And he did. I smoked crack with Barack Obama and had sex with him. Well, that was obviously true. Nobody reported it, not because they were squeamish about sex or drugs, but because the Obama campaign said anyone who reports on this gets no access to the Obama campaign.
Back in 2008, Larry Sinclair said that he had no desire to come forward and talk about the sordid activities he got up to with Obama and other Chicago men in the early 2000s. But he felt he simply had to warn the world about this man who was running for president. Why? Because the rest of the gay men in Obama's close-knit circle group had begun dying in very suspicious circumstances.
On November 6, 1999, after picking me up at the hotel in Gurney, and this is significant, Mr. Mutani used his cell phone to make a call. That call was made to then Illinois State Senator Barack Obama to set up an introduction between myself and Senator Obama. Upon arriving at the bar and exiting the limo, Senator Obama was standing next to Mr. Mutani, and I was introduced to Senator Obama by name. Later that evening in a bar which I believe was called Alibis, and I state believe because I have failed so far to get Citigroup to provide the credit card receipts that has the actual name. I mentioned I could use a line or two to wake up. Senator Obama asked me if I was referring to Coke, and I stated I was. After stating I was, Obama stated he could purchase cocaine for me and then made a telephone call. This too is significant, from a cell phone to a presently unknown individual, during which Senator Obama arranged the cocaine purchase. Senator Obama and I then departed the bar in my limousine and proceeded to an unknown location, where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurney, Illinois. The following day, November 7th, 1999, Senator Obama appeared at my hotel room, unannounced, uninvited, where we again ingested cocaine and I again performed fellatio on Senator Obama. In late September to early October 2007, I received a call from a male who identified himself as a Mr. Young, stating he was calling in regards to calls I had made to the Obama campaign. The first call was in fact an attempt by Mr. Young to obtain from me the identities of anyone I had contacted concerning my 1999 allegations against Senator Obama. The first call shocked me in that this Mr. Young asked me why I had not asked Senator Obama to disclose the sexual encounters I had with Mr. Obama in 1999. I was shocked as I had never mentioned to the campaign or anyone working for the campaign any sexual encounters, as my call was prompted by drug allegations only. In mid to late October 2007, I received a second call from this Mr. Young, at which time I clearly became aware that this individual was personally involved with Senator Obama rather than just an employee of his campaign. The tone of the conversation had a sexual nature. Mr. Young did not once advise me how he obtained my phone number, which by this time had now changed to a Delaware number. In late October 2007, I received a text message from the gentleman identified as Mr. Young, in which he stated he was intimately involved with Senator Obama and that Obama was discussing with him and his pastor how to publicly acknowledge Senator Obama's drug use in 1999, and that Obama wanted to be sure I had not discussed the sexual encounters or drug incidents with any media at that time. In mid to late November 2007, in another text message from Mr. Young, he advised me that Senator Obama will publicly correct his statement as to the last time he used drugs, and I did not need to concern myself with publicly disclosing it myself. The last contact I had with Mr. Young was in early December 2007, when he made it clear to me that Senator Obama had no intentions of publicly acknowledging his 1999 use of crack cocaine, and that Mr. Young was in fact doing nothing more than milking information from me for Senator Obama's use. I later learned that A. Donald Young, the choir director of Reverend Wright's Trinity United Church of Christ, Obama's now former church, and who was openly homosexual, learned that he was murdered on December 23rd of 2007.
Obama was a member of Jeremiah Wright's Trinity Church for 20 years. Wright was briefly the subject of controversy in 2008 when ABC News revealed his anti-American sermons included instructions for black Americans to stop singing God Bless America and start singing God Damn America. Let's face it isn't hard to imagine Barack Obama singing God Damn America with one hand on his heart while making eyes with homosexual men. After all, this is the man who told an ex-girlfriend that he dreamed of making love to men daily. But ABC should have investigated further, because independent journalists spoke to several well-placed sources in Chicago's gay community, as well as political sources in the city, who reported that Wright was essentially running a matchmaking service for gay married black professional members of the church, including businessmen, lawyers, and politicians. By all accounts, the young Barack Obama had a very active social life. The kind of social life that he and his elite handlers didn't want America knowing about when he was running for president in 2008. That's when gay men with intimate connections to Barack Obama